Hello, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Oakland Raider. Oh, I say Oakland. Oh, wow. You heard that? It slipped. That slipped out. So the Las Vegas Raiders. That's who we're going to talk about today. Welcome to Pro Football Front Office, and I want you guys to be interactive. I want all the fans, all the NFL, all the pro football, UFL, all the fans around the world to be interactive. And this is the platform where you can say what you want to say and get voice your opinions. So we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. It's a full front office breakdown and number one pick strategy, 2026 free agency. We're going to get into that as well. Before I do that, I take a little break, let you guys come in. As I sound funny, my voice is not acting right today. So, hey, the Raiders fans, I have a question for you. What do you think they should do? They meaning the Las Vegas Raiders for the number one pick. Would you go for a quarterback, or would you get the best player available? I guess that's in your eyes. Feel free to put that down in the comments. This is a live chat, and I just want you guys to be interactive as much as you can and type some information in there. I'm thinking about letting people come on and, kind of voice their opinions, I guess near the end of the show. This is new. So this is a new show. It's something I'm doing new. And like I said, my main goal is to see what the Raiders fans want. And also the NFL fans, what are they thinking for the Raiders? What should they do? You might not want to hear the Chiefs because the Chiefs are the rivals of the Las Vegas Raiders, so they might try to tell you guys to go in a different direction. But that's what makes it fun. So yeah, give me a minute, you guys. Feel free to answer the questions. As you can see, it's in the live chat right here, and I'll be right back.
Well, number one, I'm a great believer in that you just don't pick players for the way they play now. You pick players for the way they're going to be 2-3 years down the road. After you train them, after you fit them into your system.
Ray Guy gets the punt of the day as he narrows it to the 3. And who else besides Al Davis would draft a punter number one? Never in the history of the National Football League has it been done until Ray Guy.
We draft Gene Upshaw. Here's Upshaw, 6'5", 265, and it's the only player in the history of pro football who played in the Super Bowl in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
For many years, these Oakland Raiders were a left-handed team, running behind Shell and Upshaw.
1977, we were in the draft. Lester Hayes was from Texas A&M. He had never played cornerback in his life. He'd have been a safety or a linebacker. And when I got him with the Raiders, we moved him to corner right away. Lester had brilliant speed, was big, truly excellent player.
6 seconds left in the half. His sight throws long. Logan's going for the ball. Lester Hayes intercepted another one. The man is absolutely phenomenal.
We had drafted some more bright young players. In '82 was the advent of Marcus Allen.
Oakland's first-round selection, running back Marcus Allen with USC.
It's great to be a Raider. It's great to be a Raider.
Rocket giving to Allen, sending him wide left. He has to reverse his field, but he gets away for a moment. Comes back up to the number 30, 25, 40. Goes past 2 minutes to 50, down to the 40. Picking up the blocker. Holy Toledo! It's the Raiders! 7-4.
If there was any one player who could play two sports, it was Bo Jackson. We had an opportunity to draft him, and we drafted him 7th. Everyone said to me, he'll never give up baseball to play football. And I said, I don't want him to give up baseball. I want him to be the first to be a Raider that played two sports and did great in both sports.
And Bo Jackson to the 20 and out in front, and only one man to beat, and easily can't run him down. He had the angle, but there goes Bo, and nobody catches Bo. Touchdown.
we knew that there were great players in the colleges in America, and you just had to know how to get them, how to put them in position to win, and these are the things we did.
Just win, baby. Just win. That's Al Davis, man. So, hey, that's when you think about the Raiders, that's what you think about, John Madden and all, the Marcus Allen. I mean, I remember that, me growing up as a kid, just watching and wanting to play football. And I remember that Super Bowl, that was unforgettable, that run. So yeah, what do you guys have one person that came that actually chatted, put the live chat in. Thank you. My opinion, C3X said quarterback. The person said quarterback. So yeah, that's where everybody's leaning. I mean, that's the word on the street. So now let's talk about it. Let's talk about let's first jump into the front office. Let's jump into the front office. So of the Raiders. That's Chris Berlin. I can't do it like that. I can't say it like him, but that's a legendary, man. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about it. So the front office. So, we got the owner, Mark Davis now. Mark Davis has taken over. I know Al Davis was that was the original owner. So let's go. I want everybody to see who Mark Davis. I know you guys saw the thumbnail. Let's check out Mark Davis. My opinion, C3X said, our new war room is pretty cool. Looks serious. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Raiders, hey, they're ready, man. Now, I really do like the head coach. I like the selection of the head coach. In fact, I thought, he was one of the best new head coaches on the market. I just like the way he called his offense. He really reminds me of Kyle Shanahan. So I really do think the Raiders got a great coach, as far as the offensive mind. My guys out there, running back from New Hampshire, I had an opportunity to coach him, so he's doing well. Dylan Lobby, hope he gets some more playing time. But so yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Kubiak is going to be Kubiak's a great pick. Mike McDonald. A lot of people didn't see Mike McDonald coming, but I knew, I knew him from the state of Georgia, and I felt like he was a great coach, and so he had the opportunity for both of them had the opportunity to pick each other's minds. So yeah, Raiders are going to be real. I mean, now they have the number one pick, and they possibly getting a quarterback who looked like he could be a franchise quarterback. I mean, that's just the words on the street. So yeah, Raiders is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. They tried to trade their end, but I'm glad they got him back. I think he's a Raider, man. It didn't work out for him to be traded. So that was a good thing that for the Raiders. I felt like you guys needed to keep that defense in. But yeah, let's talk about this right quick. And I'll put it on the slide so I won't have you guys get bored. So bear with me, it's live, so it's a little tough live. You got to try to get everything. So let's look up some information right quick, because I want to go. I like to, look at this. Mark Davis, who's the owner, and then the general manager, John Spytek, and then you have the head coach, Klint Kubiak. So the Raiders fans probably know him a little better as far as, the GM. What do you guys think about the GM? While I'm looking up the information. There we go. Pull it up for you 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. I have so many tabs open that it's taking me a while to find it. Now, see, that's the tab that I didn't want to show you yet. So you guys getting a sneak preview of what I was about to show. I want to go to the yeah, I think this is it right here. So yeah, we're Googling. Mark Davis as early, this is Google, as early as 2026. Mark Davis remains a majority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Like we talked about, right here you have Klint Kubiak, who was named the head coach in February 2026. I think that was one of the best head coaching moves they even waited. And you can just tell it was like, that's their guy, and I would have been the same way. I'm not going to lie. And no disrespect to all other coaches. I think Klint Kubiak, just his offense, man, he just looks like, I'm from Atlanta, so I was used to seeing the Atlanta Falcons. I grew up watching them. And so I'm just kind of speaking on what I saw with Kyle Shanahan and what he did with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and who else you had? Hooper. Doing that Super Bowl run. It just kind of reminds me, the quarterback that they're getting from Indiana. I feel like that he kind of reminds me of a Matt Ryan who can run. It really seems like that guy, that franchise quarterback, has he seems like he can get the control. He can pull the whole locker room. He's just a likable guy, and so I don't know. And then I got Cousins. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Cousins, big fan. Yeah, Cousins really made a lot of people upset in Atlanta, just for the fact that he said that he wasn't hurt the year before. But other than that, I feel like he's if you give him time to throw it, he's going to be effective. And so and I will hope Kubiak. I know that since he signed a contract and he went through the Penix Jr. situation, I feel like he's going to be open to actually helping the quarterback, whoever they get from the draft. And we all know that they're leaning towards the Indiana guy. They're leaning towards him. And why can't I Mendoza? Yeah, Mendoza. So yeah, we all know that they're leaning towards Mendoza. It's everybody trying to make it a mystery movie, including myself, but everybody kind of know who they're picking. So that's interesting to see if Kirk Cousins is going to be open to kind of just help, just sharing. He's a smart quarterback anyway, Mendoza, but just to kind of show him the ropes and all that, because some quarterbacks are uncomfortable doing that, because they want to play themselves, And my opinion, C3X, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, for putting the information out there. You're really making this interactive. Mendoza is going to be so good for us. So, well, hopefully they pick Mendoza, so they're really going to make the Raiders fans mad, huh? But yeah, I don't want to assume, but yeah, more than likely they should pick him. But yeah, let me talk about so Mark Davis is the owner, and John. So what do you guys know about the GM, John Spytek? Let's look up here. Let me check him out for a quick second and kind of see what because I want to kind of observe the moves that they have made. They meaning the Raiders, the Raiders, and so yeah, let's look up John Spytek. Let's look him up right quick and see what's going on. So it said American football executive, former player who is a GM for the Las Vegas Raiders, National League, football league, National Football League, of course, Murray, come on. Just trying to skim. So he's a Wisconsin guy. So this is his history right here. I want to make sure you guys read. The reason I'm pausing because sometimes when I jump off, people can't hear me. So, so Detroit Lions. Oh, he's an intern, ops intern, and the Philadelphia Eagles. He was an intern. And you got to work your way up there, man. I tell you, it's tough to get in there. So those guys who are in there, it is very tough. From the beginning, you have to make sure. So you have some about Michigan. Feels he's a Raider. Michigan, he loves Michigan. Yeah, hey, Michigan's not a bad place. They got great football up there too. So let me see. So Philadelphia Eagles, and that's where he kind of became a college scouting assistant, then a pro scout. He was working his way up. The Cleveland Browns, director of college scouting, Denver Broncos, Southwest area scout. Man, so yeah, he's putting in his time. National scout, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, director of player personnel. It seems like everybody go through the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They do a great job of hiring people and growing their people. Vice president of player personnel in 21-22. Assistant GM, okay. So 23-24. So okay, he has that Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've seen a lot of them. So you know what? That's a great pick. Yeah, and that's why he picked Kubiak. So now Tampa Bay is very, very impressive. All their coaches that are coming out, the head coaches, their offensive coordinators, man, they haven't missed really and truly. Now the weird part is they got Atlanta Falcons former offensive coordinator. So, but yeah, Tampa Bay, man, as far as I have to admit, the organization they're doing a great job of hiring people. And like I said, and actually just allowing them to grow in the organization. I see you, man. I see you, in my opinion. I appreciate it, man. You're really making this is awesome. So, okay, so let me try to hurry up because let's get to the main. I know everybody's kind of waiting. So right here, so people didn't know the minority owner. The minority owner is this guy right here. I'm scared to pronounce his name. Egan Durban. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But that's this guy right here. So that's you guys' minority owner. So yeah, I just put that on there. Okay. Just so you guys can see. Okay, so now this is completely new leadership structure. The GM, like we talked about, the new head coach, and even the future ownership transition is in place. That tells this organization, meaning the Raiders, they're thinking long term and not short term. So they're thinking about the future. So the Raiders are doing a good job with that. Now let's talk about this. The organization to reset. Do you think it's a reset? Do you guys think it's a reset? By them getting Kirk Cousins, it kind of reminds me of what the Atlanta Falcons did. So it's kind of like they want to reset, but they kind of don't want to do that at the same time. Who I think might be involved with that? Of course, the head coach. You win the Super Bowl. You used to winning. I believe he see where he can actually win now, but then actually reset while he's winning. So while you have Mendoza, you have Kirk Cousins, and now Kirk Cousins he did know about it. So Kirk Cousins knew about it. So that's a good thing. That's a plus for the Raiders. Whereas when he went to the Atlanta Falcons, and not talking about the Atlanta Falcons in a bad way, but because I kind of understood the move myself, but he went in not knowing. And so you want to kind of really be upfront with people. In that way, you know, now there's no strife in the building, you know. So Kirk Cousins, the Raiders, they put that on there. So yeah, now make sure everybody can see that. So yeah, talking about Kirk Cousins as a Raiders, you know, I feel like he is like I said, if you have the right offensive line for him, I feel like it's going to go really, really well. I don't know why. I don't know why that's doing that, but you guys should. Okay, now, yeah, I couldn't pull the screen up. So yeah, so the Raiders got Kirk Cousins. Let's talk a little bit about him. I think in just a little bit, and then I get into the free agencies. This is what everybody want to see. So I'm trying to hold you guys off. And my opinion is doing an excellent job. My opinion, C3X, man, you're doing a great job of putting all your information in there and keeping it interactive, just the way I want it. So my opinion, C3X says the statement is that I love Kirk a lot. Was a fan way back, and so I'm the same way. I believe he's a pretty good quarterback. A lot of people would say, well, he didn't win the big. He hasn't won the big dance, or he hasn't won the Super Bowl, I should say. And so, you know, he's been close, but I know some people say close don't count it. But he has all the tools. You just have to put everything around him. And so, yeah, that's not a bad move. And I like what the Raiders are doing. I mean, the head coach, the quarterback. I mean, this is why the head coach possibly wanted to go to the Raiders. You know, of course, the history, but also anytime you have a number one pick and you get to kind of start over with the franchise, but yet he's not really starting over. He's going to probably treat the quarterback like a redshirt freshman, you know, in college. So, you know, and what better quarterback to learn from than Kirk Cousins? And we can say all we want to about Kirk, but you know, as far as just looking at some of the things he's done here recently, but he knows he's an ultimate professional, and he knows how to go about the daily routine of doing, you know, of being that professional, and what it takes to be a quarterback in the NFL. So you can't get any better instructions in a teacher than that. So yeah, I'm really I'm impressed with the Raiders right now. I'm impressed. So yeah, that is Kirk Cousins. And hold on one second. So yeah, so what I want to say, this is not a tweak. This is a full rebuild from the top down. Everything is basically about. We're about to see the intentions of the Raiders. We can see it with the moves and everything, and also the free agency, what we're about to talk about right next. So it looked like the Raiders during the free agents strategy, it seemed like they are really aggressive. And like I was saying, one move that really showed, see, in football, you really can tell a lot by the moves of the organization. If you look at their moves, it tells you everything. If you're this is called the front office, pro football front office, and I named that for a reason, because I'm really interested. I mean, I love the front office in all season, and even in the in-season moves. I love looking at that. As a coach, and at my aspirations is to become a GM, and so yeah, I just feel like this is the best way to actually see what it's kind of like. The organization they're not talking to you, like they don't tell you everything they want, but if you go off of their moves, you can tell a lot by their moves. And so the free agent strategy is aggressive and structured, spending and invest in the offensive line. So that's the first. That's where we're going to go right now. I'm going to show you guys the. Let me get this off the screen, and we're going to go to Google, And we're going to look up the front. Now we're going to look up what I showed you guys earlier. You guys had a sneak preview of the free agency. And so this is going to help us with the draft too. So we're going to get into the draft and all that after this, but this is what you got to look at, and this will help you really decide. I mean, this will actually help you with your mock drafts. So right here, let me make sure. So Las Vegas Raiders, is they aggressively utilize leading cap space to rebuild. Now, this is highlighted with the Pro Bowl center. This is the first one, Tyler Linderbaum. That's what I want to focus on right now. So Tyler Linderbaum. Where is Tyler from? Anybody know? What team did he come from? And you know what I'm noticing? It seemed like, and I'm giving you guys a hint, it's actually the team that you tried to trade your into. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is the Baltimore Ravens. How about that, huh? How about that? Because guess who else came from the Baltimore Ravens is Mike McDonald. So yeah, I mean, now Klint Kubiak, he was Washington Reds, well, at the time it was the Redskins, but now we call them Washington Commanders. And so Linderbaum, he signed a 3-year deal for $81 million. So it's $60 million guaranteed. Okay, so let me pull up I want everybody to see. I mean, since this is the biggest signing right here. So I just want to make sure everybody see him. Tyler Linderbaum, if I can find him. Tell you what, I'm learning a lesson. I have there's too many tabs open. Too many tabs. And now this is why I can't find what I'm looking for. I think this is it right here. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there he is. Big guy. Tyler Linderbaum. So let's look up some stats on him. He's 6'2", 304. Now, anybody that's coming from the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be pretty physical. So, and also Kubiak is a runner. He's Kyle Shanahan. He has a little Kyle Shanahan. And of course, the Shanahans and the Kubiak, they're both of their dads are really close. So these guys, I mean, they think the same. So you best believe this guy can block, and he can run block, especially. So that is that right there for the Raiders fans. You better go and mark that down. So, things are going to get physical. You guys have a nice running back, who's been struggling, but he won't be struggling this year because now you got the right coach. And not saying that the other coach wasn't for him. Maybe it was a fit. It was just a fit. You got the right fit. The right fit. So, because Pete Carroll's not shabby. It's all about philosophies, and you have the right fit for your philosophy. So what is my opinion? Let me put some of your comments down. So Mendoza's almost cousins. They are twins. They are pretty much, yeah, but Mendoza can actually run. Mendoza is deceptively quick, fat. I'm not going to say he can run a 4.3, but he can actually run, he can run a little bit. So I would say more like Flacco, the younger Flacco, kind of more like that. He can kind of, if you don't watch out, Flacco, he will end up running on you a little bit. So yeah, there you go right there. But okay, so now we talked about. Let me get some reading. Let me give her some of these. Try to delete some of these tabs, man, because it'll actually be a little easier for us to find. Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me try to entertain you guys while I'm looking for what I'm looking for. Go back to playing.
Well, number one, I'm a great believer in that you just don't pick players for the way they play now. You pick players for the way they're going to be 2-3 years down the road after you train them, after you fit them into your system.
Ray Guy gets the punt of the day as he narrows it to the 3. And who else besides Al Davis would draft the punter number 1? Never in the history of the National Football League has it been done until Ray Guy.
We draft Gene Upshaw. Here's Upshaw, 6'5", 265, and it's the only player in the history of pro football who played in the Super Bowl in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
For many years, these Oakland Raiders were a left-handed team, running behind Shell and Upshaw.
1977, we're in.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. So now, let's go back. Had to take a little breather, get something done right quick. But this is live, so guys, I mean, I'm gonna interact with you like it's live, you know. So it's not controlled, it's not taped, and I wanted to interact with all the Raiders fans. I want you guys to come on and talk and tell everybody what you guys feel, man. So yeah, I had one person put in. They say the quarterback. So the Raiders fans out there, hey, besides the person, the number. Tell you what, who was that? So I can make sure. My opinion. This is what my opinion said. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. So while I'm looking for what I'm looking for. My opinion wanted C3X wanted a quarterback. He wanted the quarterback. So is anybody out there that's a Raiders fans that don't want them to draft Mendoza? Maybe somebody saying, you know what, I'm cool with Kirk Cousins, which is not popular right now. But yeah, if you're a person out there that think they should go another direction, I would like to see that, see who's thinking that. So while I'm looking up what I'm looking up, I'll be waiting for somebody to put that on there as well. Let me make sure I put that on there so they can see it. So my opinion, C3X, you get the first to come on Pro Football front office. So you get the award as the first one to put their comments on there. So I appreciate it. You are well. I will remember this. So yeah, I'm looking for some information right quick. You guys see it on the screen. And while I'm looking up the information, just feel free to put that in the live chat. There we go. I found it. Okay, it took me a while to find. Okay, so let me just stay on here because I see I'm not quick yet. So I'm not running a 4.4 right now. I'm running like a 5.5 on the internet. So with my, with finding the information. But so Tyler Linderbaum, I thought, hey, that's a great pick. That's a great pick for the Raiders. You got Paye. Edge. I'm an edge guy. I'm a defensive guy, so I'm always about getting the edge player. So they have 3-year, $48 million. So Raiders are spending some money, man. They're like, hey, you know what? We are serious. Quay Walker, linebacker, $40.5 million. $28 million is guaranteed for Paye. The edge is $32 million is guaranteed. So yeah, look at the money. I mean, people can't say the Raiders are not spending money. So that's one thing. They are definitely spending money. Let's get this a little bigger so you can see. Okay, who's the next? Yeah, I keep it like that. There you go. So I can see everything. We all can see everything. So Nakobe Dean. I hadn't seen that name before. He's a University of Georgia guy. So he's 3 year, $36 million, $20 million guaranteed. You got Naylor. Jay Naylor, the wide receiver, 3-year. So you see a lot of 3-year. I mean, they that means they, you know what that means? That means they are set. I mean, Kubiak and his and the GM, they really are saying these are our guys. We're confident in them. You know, we're not doing 1 year, we're not doing 2, we're doing 3. And we want all of them to be around with one another. We're trying to build a unit, a chemistry, trying to build the culture, you know. So that's what it looked like right now. So let's see, Eric Stokes, cornerback, 3-year, 30 million, 20 million is guaranteed. Then this is when it gets a little lower because, man, we only have so much. So, man, how many players is that? That's 6. And that's not even counting the quarterback. It's not even counting the quarterback. That's not even counting Kirk Cousins. So Connor Hayward, a fullback, 2-year, 5.5 million. So that fullback tells you that Kubiak's going to run with Shanahan. What you see from Shanahan, what Seattle was doing, you know, that H-back / fullback, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you're going to have, you know, it won't be like a you know, people call it 11 personnel. You know, you would get more like a 12 personnel, maybe, you know, counting that H-back as / fullback. Or some people probably would say 20 or 21, 22 personnel. It all depends, you know, how the formation looks. So you got Teron Johnson, cornerback. You got Matt Gay, the kicker. So that was their free agent gains, and that's, like I said, that's still not counting. That's still not counting Kirk Cousins, because even up here, do they mention Kirk Cousins? So they don't mention Kirk Cousins in here. Trying to see, yeah, they don't mention Kirk Cousins, but yeah, we all know that they signed. I just showed you at the beginning. So maybe it's not updated on Google right here. But so now, who are their losses? Who did they lose? Who did the Raiders lose? Okay, so Geno Smith, which was, you know, he got traded to the Jets. So that's why he got hurt. Yeah, that's why you can get, you know, Kirk Cousins. That's why you can get Kirk Cousins. That makes a lot of sense. So you have the guard, Dylan Parham. He's going to the Jets too. So, wow, the Jets have picked up the quarterback and the guard. So I bet you, just looking at that, somebody has left the Raiders, and I believe it might be with the Jets, or maybe they were with the Raiders before. Hold on 1 second. So where did I? Okay, yeah. So the Jets, you see that the Jets up here at the top. So the first two, Geno Smith and Dylan Parham, quarterback and the guard, they both went to the Jets. So what that is telling me is that sorry about that, guys. Is that somebody that is with the Jets? They either got there before or after, but they have some ties with the Raiders, because just to get Geno Smith and Parham, I have to look that up. But I bet I would really be very confident to know that somebody is up there. But anyway, that's not what it's about. It's not about the Jets and about me figuring out some things. Kenny Pickett, okay, quarterback. He left for the Panthers. He's going to the Panthers. So they lost 2 quarterbacks. So that's telling me they're going to get a rookie. They're going to draft the quarterback and see how things are. Say it's telling us everything right here who they lost. And then they picked up Kirk Cousins. They signed the guard, And that guard was who? We saw him earlier, Tyler Linderbaum. So see, they lost them and they're replacing them. So the offensive tackle, Stone, Forsett, they lost him to the Panthers. Wow. Lenny Johnson, the DBs going to the Dolphins, and Darnay Holmes, a cornerback, going to the Falcons. And they just released another guard, Alex Kappa. If anybody know about Alex Kappa, let me know what you feel like. Linderbaum is a center. Oh, yeah, you know what? Thank you. My opinion, you need to be doing this. Yeah, he's a center. My apologies, I said guard. So yeah, they lost a guard. And Linderbaum is a center. So who was a center? Who's the center? Who was a starting center last? So you know what? Let's look that up. Hated him. You didn't too much care for him, huh? Kappa was his head scratcher. Okay. So I tell you what, my opinion, you look like you're rolling. You are really a true fan. And I would say my opinion, C3X was the first one on here. I mean, immediately. So he is very, I would say he's a fan of you get the best fan award, from my channel. But and also thanks for the correction. So who was a center last year? Well, I'll look that up. I'm gonna see if you can beat me to it. So Jordan Meredith. Jordan Meredith. Okay. Target starter, but then maybe see what you have, my opinion. Oh, oh, wow, okay. So that must be a tricky one. So I'll tell you what, let's go to let's see that, because I want to know. Let's look up the depth chart. Because I want to know what is the center going to do? So Kirk Cousins, right now, this is the this is the 2025 depth chart. Well, I guess they're saying the depth chart for this year because they have Kirk Cousins. I would have liked to let me see if I can find. I actually want to see if I can find that from last year. I think our lads might have it. Yeah, let's go 2025 around November. All these pop-ups, they're driving me crazy. Wow. Okay, so the center, yeah, okay, there he is. Jordan Meredith. So San Francisco drafted him in 2022. My nose is itching, guys, so you might hear me. It might sound a little funny. Try not to sneeze. But I might sneeze, and you guys don't want to hear that. So the guards were Dylan Parham. That's what we just said. Okay, Jackson Powers Johnson, right tackle Glaze, left tackle First Stone. That's the one that okay. So yeah, they you know what? They lost a lot of guys. So guess what? The Raiders. Okay, now looking at this, I would say the Raiders are going to be picking heavy as far as just linemen, offensive linemen, because that's what you have Kirk Cousins, and I know him better than anybody now because I've seen him in Atlanta. He's not going to run. He's not mobile at all. Of course, everybody knows this, but he's a very sharp thinker, and he can get that ball off quick. So, as far as reading his progression, so you got to have an offensive line for him. You have to. And so now they're going to be they're going to be really, really heavy, in my opinion, probably picking offensive linemen. Okay, we got some new people coming in. So, i.e. Raider Mike. Okay, nice to have you. Nice to have you. In my opinion, was the first one. I just want everybody to notice my opinion. C3X was the first Raider fan here and gets all the credit for being a top-notch fan and helping me out. So I want them to improve the line. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, they I mean, you have Mark Kubiak. Oh, well, I said Mark, I'm sorry. You have Klint Kubiak. Sorry, Clint. You got Coach Kubiak there, man. He's definitely going to go offensive line. You best believe that, you know. So, yeah, and that's your primary goal, to get that line, that front. Because if anybody win a Super Bowl, they know that that's how you win. And that's what you saw with the Seattle Seahawks. The defensive line, the offensive line, the front, the trenches. That's where you win and build your team to, you know, to take it to the next level, you know. So what did i.e. Raider Mike said? Spytek loves linemen. Okay, yep. So hey, that's why, you know, that's why Spytek got him. Spytek came from, I didn't know this. We researched. If you came on a little early or later, he's a Tampa Bay. You know, he's been in a lot of front office organizations as a front office, and so he I think his last run was with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. So, and yeah, Tampa Bay, they're known for having those offensive linemen, you know, here recently, you know, when Brady got there. So, and then, you know, Brady, and also think about this, Brady is affiliated with the Raiders too. See, Tom Brady. So when everybody started to see, if you see the connections, that's why I'm doing this. I want to help people see the connections. This is how football is ran. So Tom Brady was a quarterback at Tampa Bay. Guess who he might have had conversations with Spytek, you know, and now, you know, all of them are affiliated with one another. So that's something to think about. My opinion said, why Basuntis would be okay. Would be a solid pick. Got you. Anthony, L1G1G. Excuse me, I don't say everything, but at Anthony says Colton Miller is your starting LT. Yep. We're gonna watch that. This is from 2025 for the ones that are coming up here. My opinion said Linderbaum, winged by JPJ and Basuntis. Lord have mercy. Mel Kiper says Mel Kiper says we take McDonald. And I am also good with that pick. Okay, so McDonald we'll get into that. That's my last segment. So okay, I'm going a little slower. So we're going through the let me go back so you guys can see. So that was 2025 depth chart. And now okay, so this is like, I guess this is the depth chart that they're saying possibly it's potential, and it's too early to say that. And I wasn't going to go here, but I'm just curious to see what they're going to say. So they have a 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end depth chart. So that's kind of like saying 11 personnel, you know, meaning you got 1 tight end and 1 back for the ones that don't know. But like I say, you're going to see a lot of H-back, fullback set. So, you know, you're possibly going to see a 21, or it possibly could be a 21 too, a 21 personnel set. So 2 backs and 1 tight end. And Connor Hayward is that fullback, which some people call them H-backs, you know, football terminology. Colton Miller, somebody just got you saying that. So that was a good pickup of whoever just said that. Was that IE? Spencer Burford, Tyler Linderbaum, center. At right guard, Jackson Power Johnson, and right tackle, they're projecting DJ Glaze. But like I said, we don't know because, you know, the draft is coming up and all that. So this is too early to look at all this. But I just wanted you guys to see what ESPN had on there. 6'5", 320 pounds. Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. That's good size. So, okay, guys, I've been on here for 51 minutes, 52 minutes. So I give you guys what you came for. So I will show you who are the Raiders, who the Raiders should pick. Let me see. Trying to see if I could put this somewhere where you guys can see. Tell you what, give me 1 second. I want you guys to be bored for the new ones that come on. I'm going to treat you to some Raider video that I saw on X. That is pretty good. And by the time it's finished, then I'll be ready to talk about the mock draft.
Well, number one, I'm a great believer in that you just don't pick players for the way they play now. You pick players for the way they're going to be 2-3 years down the road. After you train them, after you fit them into your system.
Ray Guy gets the punt of the day as he narrows it to the 3. And who else besides Al Davis would draft the punter number 1? Never in the history of the National Football League has been done until Ray Guy.
We draft Gene Upshaw. Here's Upshaw, 6'5", 265, and it's the only player in the history of pro football who played in the Super Bowl in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
For many years, these Oakland Raiders were a left-handed team, running behind Shell and Upshaw.
1977, we were in the draft. Lester Hayes was from Texas A&M. He had never played cornerback in his life. He'd either been a safety or a linebacker. And when I got him with the Raiders, we moved him to the corner right away. Lester had brilliant speed, was big, truly excellent player.
6 seconds left in the half. The Spytek throws long. Logan's going for the ball. Lester Hayes intercepted another one. The man is absolutely phenomenal.
We had drafted some more bright young players. In '82 was the advent of Marcus Allen.
Oakland's first-round selection, running back Marcus Allen of USC.
It's great to be a Raider. It's great to be a Raider.
Crockett giving to Allen, sending him wide left. He has to reverse his field, but he gets away for a moment. Comes back up to the middle, 30, 25, 40. Goes past 2 minutes of 50, down to the 40. Taking up a blocker. Holy Toledo! Touchdown Raiders! 7-4.
If there was any one player who could play 2 sports, it was Bo Jackson. We had an opportunity to draft him, and we drafted him 7th. Everyone said to me, he'll never give up baseball to play football. And I said, I don't want him to give up baseball. I want him to be the first to be a Raider that played 2 sports and did great in both sports.
And Bo Jackson to the 20 and out in front, and only one man to beat, and easily can't run him down. He had the angle, but there goes Bo, and nobody catches Bo. Touchdown.
We knew that there were great players in the colleges in America, and you just had to know how to get them, how to put them in position to win, and these are the things we did.
Okay, guys. Hey, the Raiders, as Chris Berlin says, 2026 mock draft is next. So I'm going to let you guys know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to let you see. Hey, while you guys are waiting for me to do that, hey, put them thumbs up on there, man. And it's my first show, live show on the channel. And I said, hey, what better team? The Raiders, man, the Raiders. So y'all put it on there so I can, we can talk, I'm going to talk NFL and come on here. When I talk about the Chiefs, maybe y'all can kind of clown on the Chiefs a little bit. But just have a little fun. But yeah, let me talk about the mock draft and everybody. I want you guys to be honest too. I want you to tell me if you disagree or you agree with it. You know, so who I'm picking at round? No, first pick. The first pick of the draft. The first pick of the draft. Okay, so let's see who is it gonna be? Fernando Mendoza. So that's my first pick. So there it is. I gotta have. I'm kind of like this guy, so y'all gotta be. I gotta have everything in line. So before I start talking, so hey, round one, pick one was Mendoza, Fernando Mendoza. That's what I'm going with, and I want his name. I want his name to be on there so everybody can see it, because I don't think that's cool. Hold on, let me. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Hold on. And maybe I can depend on Google, because depending on me, I'll be here all day. So yeah, who I think for Fernando Mendoza, I believe he's like Matt Ryan. He's like Matt Ryan and Flacco. He has the ability of the mobility like Flacco. He had the makeup as far as his throwing and his mental awareness, like the potential and the max. I believe it could be like Matt Ryan. So that's who I think that you guys are getting for the Raiders. I believe that you're getting like a Matt Ryan and a Flacco mobility. So it's great for your franchise. You know, Matt Ryan, he could have probably been in Atlanta for a longer time than he was, but you know, 15. This is what you want: 14, 15 years. You know, with the organization. You know, I mean, that's a plus where you don't have to worry about quarterback anymore. And then he's learned from Kirk Cousins. Wow. I mean, and then he's going to be under Klint Kubiak. So, I mean, in the future, man, the Raiders, you guys are looking like you might have some going. So now, who would I have with the second pick? Who is the second pick? Okay, let's go and let me show you guys. This is who I think the Raiders are going to pick in the second round. So second round, round 2, pick 36. Round 2, pick 36 is going to be Christian Miller. I believe Christian Miller is going to be that defensive tackle. I know I said offensive line. I did, but I just feel like that's going to be very difficult to pass up. You know, and you got to look at the Seattle Seahawks too. And, you know, Klint Kubiak learned, like, hey, man, if you got a defense, it makes your offensive calling very, very easy. I mean, shoot, it don't really matter who you have at quarterback. If they buy into your system, you can win. You can win the Super Bowl. So, and that's not a knock on the Seattle Seahawks quarterback. I mean, because I feel like I feel like a lot of people just overlooked him. I mean, he came out of the draft as a top pick. So yeah, you just have to get with the right guy. You have to get with the right coach, the right system, and a philosophy that fits your talent. So, okay, so I'm just going to kind of go real fast now because I kind of wasted time. Been here an hour. The third pick. pick 67. Well, I should say third round, excuse me. So round 3, man, y'all got a lot of, I mean, wow. The Raiders have a lot of picks. They have a lot of picks. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let me get the speed burst going. So D'Angelo Puns. That's you know, out of University of Indiana. He's a cornerback, or a defensive back, corner, not a quarterback, but a corner. CORN. This is pick number 67. They have him ranked 65. So I feel like that's like you getting the best available talent. And I'm going to say something. The offensive line is not really that. It's not that deep, you know. So I know I mentioned they was going to probably draft, but I think they just might get undrafted free agents and then probably just, you know, maybe pick whoever they need to pick as far as like to trade, or, you know, it seems like the Raiders are just going to try to go they're really being aggressive. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm sorry, I've had you guys out the loop. I'm not used to it. Again, I'm getting a lot of responses. So I got to kind of catch up with the traffic that's coming in here. I'm not complaining one bit though. So Cerebral, Las Vegas will draft, yep, Mendoza. Somebody said McDonald. Miller is solid. Okay. So my opinion, you like Miller? You like Miller at that spot? Okay, y'all are liking Miller. Okay, and if you don't like it, I'm not going to give him. Hey, I want harsh criticism. Branch or Surrett is 67. Yeah, Branch, you know, from the University of Georgia. Yeah, that would be a great pick. That would be a great pick. You know, he's really he wasn't really utilized. You know, at UGA like he, you know, like you probably would have thought he. But you know, UGA is like that though because he got so much talent. You know, so. Now, let me hurry up, guys. I'm trying to hurry up. So round 3, still in round 3, now pick 102. Here we go, right here. So let me make sure I put that. So this is 102. Round 3 coming up. And I'm going with the edge guy. Can you guys guess who it is? He's out of University of Tennessee. You guys will see me trying to hurry up. So I'm gonna actually try to speed up a little bit. So yeah, I'm going right here out of Georgia. That's where I'm at. Kennesaw. He's out of Kennesaw. He got some great talent in the state of Georgia. Joshua Joseph. I think I pronounced his name right. He was number 19, the edge rusher, and he's 6'3", 240. He's kind of on the slight end. I mean, as far as like, you know, the thin, you know, it's kind of thin for a defensive end, but you best believe playing in the SEC, he's been against his fair share of tackles, big tackles. So, but yeah, I like him. I think he's going to be pretty solid. And I don't know why they're trying to get rid of the end. I guess because of the money. You know, your end that you guys have there right now. But so that's why I have an edge. I think edge and defensive lineman, you know, interior, you know, in the corners, I think they're really deep. And so you got to pick them just because of the value. And make sure I put that on there. So that's pick number. I didn't have that right. Hold on. It should be, it should say 102. Yeah. So that's 102. That's that's 102. Round 3, 102. Pick 102. Okay. Now round 4, you guys have, you know, Raiders, they have so many picks. Round 4, pick 117. That is the next one. So round 4, pick 117, I'm going with Michael Trigg. Going with Michael Trigg. And he's out of Baylor. There you go. I just stay on Google because going to ESPN and all that it's taking too long. So Michael Trigg, you know, he is like I said, out of Baylor, you know, Baylor University, and you know, a tight end. Do you need a tight end? This is where you can probably say they would go offensive lineman. I can say offensive lineman right here too. You know, and then also you already have a tight end as well. But you know, if you wanted another tight end, and I know there's been some injuries here and there, so that's why, you know, you can look and see, you know, what type of coach that you're getting. Klint Kubiak, do he like 2 tight ends? Do he like 1 tight end? You know, so that's key too. But then also it's good to have a solid backup, you know. So maybe that's a bang for your buck, you know, type player. But if you want, you know, if you want offensive lineman like guard or something like that, I guess I could see that. So somebody said, my opinion said Bud Clark. Somewhat like that. Yeah, I'm like that too. I you know, I can see where, and I made these picks before. So yeah, I can see an offensive lineman. I would say offensive lineman probably realistically would be picked here. You know, I too much don't like the value of the offensive lineman. So sometimes I don't think that you should pick based on what you need. I think you should. I'm a type of GM who would pick the best player available. And then now if I have like 3 or 4 in that position, and I'm trading and getting draft capital. That's just me. So okay, now let me hurry up. I'm halfway there. Round 4. Want to make sure. So he's picked 117. So round 4 again. We're still in round 4. Wow. And this is 134. So round 4, 134 is coming up next. And I am going with my round 4 pick 134 for the Las Vegas Raiders is Devin Moore out of Florida. He's a cornerback, a DB. So let me let you guys see how he looks. So this is Devin Moore out of Florida. There he is right there. Now, I like him because he's 6'2". He's 6'2". His height 6'2". And you got to think about it. You know, Kubiak saw this with Mike McDonald and Seattle Seahawks. What did they have? They had some big corners. You know, just because he's an offensive guy don't mean he didn't learn anything on defense. In fact, you're probably watching the defensive guys more because you're seeing what they're doing on the other side of the ball. You know, and you're practicing against them every day. So he's seeing how effective that is. So, you know, ESPN have him at 6'3", 198. So I feel like he's a pretty good sized cornerback and DB. So, you know, and you come from the University of Florida, they're known for that. So that would be a great pick. Okay, now let me speed up. Hold on 1 second. So that is what I want to make sure I put that up there so I won't lose anybody. Round 4. That's the round 4. Pick 134 for the Las Vegas Raiders is Devin Moore. Okay, so now round 5. I'm giving you guys all 7 rounds. I want to make sure you guys are getting your money's worth. And I'm gonna look at your comments. 1 second. I've been going too slow, and also I wasn't. Hey, I'm very happy. I didn't know I have that many people talking about it. So that's a good thing. I got a lot of traffic. I'm not complaining one bit. So after this, I'm gonna look and see what everybody. And y'all make sure you put the pick, like pick 134 if you're talking about it, because I might not know what pick that you're talking about because I'm going back and forth a little bit later. So this is pick 175 for the Raiders. I should have the Raiders on there. See, now this is the part of me that I just can't help. It just have to be perfect. So the Raiders round five, pick 175. That is not Devin Moore, okay, but it is Geno Smith from Washington. From Washington, there you go. Make sure I put that up so everybody can see. They don't have this stuff up there, so I guess I have to go to ESPN. So he's now you're getting another running back. So I know people say, "Well, we have a running back." This is where you can pick an offensive lineman again. This is where you should this is where they probably should pick an offensive lineman if they wanted to pick an offensive lineman. But for the value, I feel like you got the trenches. As far as I feel like defense is really great in this draft. I feel like the offensive players are kind of more on the average end in the later rounds. So I'm gonna see what you guys have to say. So my opinion, man, my opinion is busy, man. You're a true Raiders fan, like Bud Clark, someone like that. I actually like to see a different opinion or option than mine. I know I would too. We're all the fans, man. It says that 5, 6, or 7 are watching, but the only ones I've seen right now, i.e. Raider Mike and in my opinion, but I take that though. I take it. So going back to the draft, let me hurry up and finish this up. So Raiders round 5, pick 175 will be Geno Smith, a running back. So you got the running back that you have there now. He is an excellent running back, but you always need 2 running backs. You always need 2, and guess what? He's 5'9", 228. So he's a stocky running back. So this is more your big running back that you would have. He's short, but he's short and stocky. And so I believe this will be a good combination back with the running back that you have now, and they probably more than likely is going to get a free agent too. So that would be the battle between that free agent and then picking their running back out of the draft. So now let's go to round 6. Round 6, in my opinion, said my option is the Raiders should pick quarterback. Oh, so you would go quarterback in the later rounds too, huh? Oh, yeah, quarterback, O-line. Okay, you're just saying in general. Quarterback, O-line, in nose tackle, and wide receiver in 3 rounds. Okay, I can see that. That actually makes sense. Like I said, I did this a little earlier, but looking at it, if the offensive line is there, I wouldn't stress on it if they're not there, because you can find a lot of offensive linemen basically better in the market, in the undrafted free agent list, or like just on another team that teams will probably get rid of, during that time when training camp comes. So yeah, you pretty much have your core. You got Linderbaum, as a center, like you said, my opinion, and that would be a great thing for them to have that. You need that quarterback on that line, that the main guy on that offensive line to point everybody in the right direction. So they did, Raiders have done a great job. Branch, somebody's a Branch. You're a Branch fan, huh? So let me go back here and try to finish this out. So we stopped at round 5, 175, the 175th pick. Now we're going to round 6. This is pick 185. So round 6 for the Raiders and pick 185. Raiders, you should be pretty good, guys. You got a lot of draft picks. Draft capital is nice. Raiders have done a good job. It seemed like they were ready for this time. So let's see. This is my okay. Let me get it situated. I'm almost done. Round 6, pick 185 is going to be Out of Notre Dame, Billy, I'm going to try to pronounce his last name. Scarrift? No, that's not. That doesn't sound right. It's a SCH. That is really challenging for me. Sheriff, Billy Sheriff. If I pronounced your name wrong, Billy, and your last name, I apologize. Okay, forgive me. So let's go right here. Billy Sheriff, out of Notre Dame, big guy, big guy, 6 feet 310. He is going to be the offensive guard, and I believe he probably could play some center. He really has a height for a center, so maybe that would be your backup center or something like that. But they have him listed as a left guard. That's really a short guard. I wonder how his arms probably not that long, but anybody coming from Notre Dame, man, you best believe they're going to be ready. So, and they're going to be ready. So yeah, that's Billy Sheriff. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So let me make sure I do this right for my. I got to make sure I show that on there. That's wrong. This is round 6, Maurice. Round 6. There you go. So Raiders, round 6, pick 185. I'm picking Billy Sheriff from Notre Dame, offensive guard. And they have him as ranked 171. Okay, now we got 2 more picks, and this will be it. If anybody want to come on and speak their, summarize what they think the Raiders should do, I'll give you the platform. So hold on tight, because you guys have been over with an hour. So yeah, you deserve that. So let me hurry up. So round 6, 208 pick overall. Make sure I put it on there before I say anything. Give me 1 second. Okay, here you go. Put it on the screen. So round 6, the 208 pick overall for the Raiders. I am going with Justin Jefferson. That sounds familiar. That's the same name, huh? He has the same name as as a wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings. So Justin Jefferson out of Alabama. That's where we're going. Crimson Tide, roll tide, as they say. He is 6'1", 227 pounds. And he's a senior. And I feel like they have him ranked 182 or as a ranking. So are we getting any value? Are you getting value for him? This is probably the best you can do. And this is at what? 208. So I feel like you're getting a lot of value for the pick. Now, value don't mean as much. This is where you can really pick your needs. But I'm just trying to have fun and pick value. Because like I said, I feel like you can, some of these players are going to be cut anyway. And some might actually be better than the players on the roster. So that's why I think you should go with the value, the talent, more than your needs. I don't think you should force needs. I think that's when teams get in trouble. So Justin Jefferson, that's who we're picking. And now the last one, and I'm going to try to see who wants to come on live. I'm going to put the StreamYard out there for you to come on, the StreamYard link. Make sure I can find that. But before I do that, let me hurry up and finish this. So I want to make sure, because I want to make sure I have all the picks down. Then I was going to talk to somebody for about 5-10 minutes. We'll let everybody come on if you want to come on and talk. And I'm going to look at your comments too. Hold on. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this on here 1 second, and I'm going to look at everybody's comments. Because I see that I have 6 new comments. Okay, but I can't see it. Okay, so now, round 7 for the Raiders. Round 7, pick 219. I am picking Cameron Ball, defensive tackle from Arkansas. And that is him right there. Go to ESPN. So he's out of Atlanta, Georgia. I know everybody saying, oh, man, every time you – hey, man, Georgia have a lot of players. Have a lot of players, you know. There's a lot of athletes that live down here, or former athletes, and their sons are playing. And they're being coached well. So Raiders, round 7, pick 219. I'm picking Cameron Ball from the University of Arkansas, or University of Arkansas. They're Arkansas Razorbacks defensive tackle. And his rank is 185. We're picking him at 219. So that, my friend, is what you call a lot of value for your, again, a lot of bang for your buck. So that is it. That is it for me, my pick. So let me see what everybody have on here. Let me go to the IE online class Nordeep, so they may reach, yeah, for one early, yeah. I mean, I don't blame them for reaching. Offensive tackle, yes. I'm with you, in my opinion. I'm with you, you know, offensive tackle. So my opinion say, oh, he's going with an offensive tackle and an offensive guard. Now, you guys remember this. Let's see who's right. I hope my opinion is right, because they do need a lot of, you know, some more offensive linemen. But like I said, you don't have to draft. You can get undrafted free agents. So don't forget about that. I really am not a fan of Glaze. Oh, okay. I understand that. One's okay. Glaze definitely has to prove himself. Oh, we got a new person. Okay. Cerebral. Oh no, Cerebral. You did say something earlier. If I were John Spytek, I would draft Fernando Mendoza at pick 1, Caden McDonald or Lee Hunter at pick 36, Chris Johnson, Zeke Wheatley, okay, or AJ. You say Zeke Whitley. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. AJ Hulsey at pick 67. Okay, I like you guys. But you guys are really on it. So I said I was going to put the link down here. Let me see if I can find that. I know. First of all, do anybody want to come on the live chat, or want to where is that, by the way? Why can't I find that? It's supposed to be on here. I suppose I have a link on here, but for some reason I don't see it. Yeah, there's an invite right there. There you go. Okay, here we go. I found it. It took me a while to figure it out, but I got it. So, hey, if you look at the comment section, here's a link invite. And I give everybody 2 minutes. 2 minutes. There you go, right there. So if you want to come on and give your take and your spiel on what you did, disagree with what I did, or what you want to do, and don't be shy. You don't have to come on. If everybody say they don't, do you want to come on? Just say no or yes. And if I see no's, then I just sum it up. I just summarize this and be on my way, because this is really all I wanted to show. And I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you guys allowing me to talk about this and coming on and actually making it a fun event, because when nobody's on live, it could get kind of stale. So I'll put this up just so everybody can see. Yes or no? Don't be shy. Y'all just give me an answer, so then I would know. And I'm very happy right now. So, but I'm just trying to be fair to you guys, being fair to the Raiders fans, and the people who care about the Raiders and actually see who wants to come on or not. Yeah, hey, my opinion, you get the award of the day because my opinion was the first one on here. This was actually the first comment. I put this on here, and my opinion was the first one. Immediately put that on there. So you get the, hey, my opinion, you get the audience, the best, or not the best. You get the first to respond award of the day. And this is something new that I did. So hey, congratulations to my opinion C3X. You guys make sure you share this out to everybody. I don't see anybody saying they want to get on. No, at work. Okay. So yeah, just to sum it up, and thank you, IE Raider Mike. Hey, to the Raider fans out there, I appreciate you. And I'm not done yet. I'm gonna sing you off pretty good. Hold on one second. Let me find something right quick. Oh, you know what? I think I already got out of it. Okay, so I'm just struggling with this right now. Okay, so let me go back on here and seeing the Raiders off in a great way. And this has been sponsored by UC Plus. We appreciate UC Plus. This has been a sports, just a sports original series on YouTube. You know, we just appreciate that. So the silver and black, man.
Ray Guy gets the punt of the day as he narrows it to the 3. And who else besides Al Davis would draft the punter number 1? Never in the history of the National Football League has it been done until Ray Guy.
We draft Gene Upshaw. Here's Upshaw, 6'5", 265.
Yeah, there you go. That's the Raiders.
Toughness and a passion for the game. I would say those are the 3 things that the non-negotiables for us are really a level of mental and physical toughness and a passion for the game. I would say those are the 3 things that are non-negotiable, and that every player that we're going to bring in needs to have those qualities because it's going to get hard for them. You know, even as a rookie, it's going to be really hard. Even in year 3 or 4, it's still going to be hard, and you have to reprove yourself every year because it doesn't carry over. The non-negotiables for us are really a level of mental and physical toughness and a passion for the game. I would say those are the 3 things that are not.
Okay, so that's Spytek right there. That is Spytek. So, well, look at the Raiders, man. Hey, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the Raiders. I like what you guys are doing. So yeah, I mean, I really do like what you guys are doing. So yeah, so you guys, hey, thank you for coming. Hey, thank you for coming on here and you know, listening to, you know, my first show, my live show. I'm gonna try to break down all the teams, you know, like this, as far as just their, you know, their owner, GM, and their coach, whether they make new moves or things like that. So, you know, that's my take on it. Mark Davis, the the owner, the general manager, John Spytek, and the head coach, the new head coach, Klint Kubiak, you know, they're bringing in their principles and philosophies, and it sounds good. It sounds really good. I'm impressed. So you guys, take care. Hey, my opinion, C3X. Thank you. Oh, that's not. You said that's not Spytek. I thought it was Spytek. It looks like him. Let me see. Oh, he's the head of drafting. Well, man, thank you. Man, he looks like Spytek. Let me see before I leave. because now I gotta know. So what is his name? Did I not catch that?
Negotiable, and that every player that we're going to bring in needs to
You're
have those
right.
qualities, because it's going to get
You're
hard.
right. Sit down with the that's the Raiders.
Even as a rookie, it's
Wow,
going to
they
be
look
really
like
hard.
they could be
Even in year 3 or 4, it's still
related.
going to be hard, and you have to reprove yourself
College
every year
scout
because
and
it doesn't
Brandon,
carry over. The
your
non-negotiables for
game.
us are really a level of
Okay,
mental
yeah,
and
thank
physical
you.
toughness. And
Thank you
a
for
passion for the
correction,
game.
man. Now you know what?
I would
That's
say
the
those
same
are the 3
correction.
things that are
The
non-negotiable, and
Spytek.
that
Let me
every
see. Okay, I
player
see his
that we're
face.
going to bring
Spytek.
in needs to have those qualities,
Man, he
because
looks
it's going to
like.
get hard for them.
Well, I guess
You
in
know,
my mind, I want him to look like him. Okay, well, yeah, he doesn't look. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, what's wrong with me? Maybe I need some food, huh? Maybe it's been too long. It's been an hour and some change. I'm getting tired. But hey, that's why, in my opinion, you got the award of the day, man. I'm clapping right now. Great job. He said, "Trust me." So anytime I talk to the Raiders, I'm like, my opinion, C3X, you need to come on the show, and make sure I'm doing it legit, because you held it down, man. You did a great job. So hey, take care. Hey, no, thank you. A good show because of you, because you made the corrections. So you take care. You guys take care. Hey, the Raiders. You guys take care. Hey, I hope you win. I know people out there who cheer for other teams. I know they're saying just don't win the whole thing, but look like the Raiders. I don't know, man. The AFC West, you better watch out. They look pretty good, and they got one of the top coaches, in my opinion. I'm really high on Klint Kubiak, and he's also coming from. I predicted Mike McDonald would win last year, and that was because just a side note, I used to coach. I coached with him. I put that out there. His first year coaching, and I knew the guy. The guy was he was like a robot, man. He just soaked the information. He knew he didn't even really need any paperwork. I mean, his brain was just on another level. But yeah, he's they had a pretty good they had a great offensive coordinator, and then now Mike McDonald was known for defense. So I just like, hey, that's a recipe for a Super Bowl. So now this is going to be interesting, because now he has the recipe, and also it's not just because of Mike McDonald. I mean, don't think that Mike McDonald didn't get something from Kubiak. So Kubiak, his dad was a great head coach and a great offensive minded person. So yeah, I mean, you guys did the right thing. The Raiders look good. I think people need to watch out, because the Raiders on the move, and then also the quarterback, the 2 quarterbacks that you guys possibly, I'm saying potentially could have, is going to be probably the best 2 combinations quarterback that you can have, a 1 and a 2. So yeah, you guys take care. I will talk to you guys later, and this has been Pro Football Front Office first show. Thank you. Bye-bye.